So this is the second call in our Coach University. I'm glad you guys made it on here today. I'm glad you're still hanging in with us. So I know last week Rachel Mitchell did our kickoff call, and she got you guys started right. And so grateful for that. This week you get me. I may not be your diamond or your leader, but my name is Melanie Mitro, and I am one of the leaders in the Dream Team organization. And we are co-running this Coach University together, which I love because it really does give you an opportunity to really get things from all different viewpoints. So this week we're gonna get right down to business. We're gonna do a little bit of real talk, and we're gonna do a little bit of masterminding. And so here's what we're going to do first. So how many of you have printed out your business activity tracker? Has anybody printed this out yet? All right. So one of the biggest things about coaching is making sure that you are spending time doing the right activities, all right? So a lot of time when you become a new Beachbody coach, you can spend your time scrolling the news feed on Facebook. You can spend your time reading all of the posts in the team pages that maybe you're in on Facebook. And you can spend a lot of time sort of doing things that sound like work, but that aren't actually work. And so what I want to talk a little bit about today is obviously making sure that we're dialed into the right activities, but I also want to make sure that you know what exactly your goals are and what you're focused on for the month of October. So when we started this group, when we did the new coach kickoff call about 2 weeks ago, we talked about the importance of Success Club. Success Club is what your goal is. If you do nothing else in the month of November, your goal is to get at least 3 customers to sign up with a challenge pack. All right, or with Shakeology on Home Direct. If you get 3 customers, that is going to allow you to reach the goal of Success Club in the first month of your business. All right, so what are the things that we can do, to get to that Success Club goal? Well, number one, we always want to have something that we're inviting to. So what are we working on? Last week, Rachel went over with you, inviting to the challenge group that your sponsor is hosting. And so if you're my coach, right, we are inviting to our holiday survival guide group. And I just want to kind of walk you through what that group is going to look like. And if somebody else is your sponsor, ask them, what group am I inviting to? Should I be running my own challenge group, or is your coach giving you an opportunity to invite to something? So the Holiday Survival Guide group starts on the 27th of November. Now, we've got Thanksgiving in there. So I know based on the trend of health and fitness, because I've been in the business for 6 years, that if I don't get my customers signed up by the end of next week, it's going to go radio silence on social media the week of Thanksgiving. People travel, people are in holiday mode, nobody's thinking about weight loss, they're just thinking about, enjoying the holidays and eating all things that are Thanksgiving related, right? And so I just know that I'm going to have a hard time if I don't get people signed up before then. So I'm working really hard the beginning part of the month to do all of my conversations, to do all of my invites, to really talk about this group so that once Thanksgiving comes, I sort of have that goal out of the way. That's what I really want you to focus on too. So the group's going to start on the 27th. It will start day 1 of workouts on the 27th. It will run all the way until December 31st, so all the way until the end of the new year. The goal with my Holiday Survival Guide is this. You're going to get a lot of objections right now. I don't want to commit to something before the holidays. I'm going to be traveling, or, I want to enjoy the holidays. So my spin on it is this. I'm going to do this group through a closed Facebook group where people are going to log in daily. They're going to track their workouts, track their foods, and motivation to start and finish a program. The program is going to be customized based on that person's needs. So I'm not going to say everybody's doing the 21-day fix or everybody's doing shift shop. It is going to be what's your ability level and what kind of workouts do you like to do? Do you follow a specific meal plan already? And then I'm going to make a recommendation specific to that individual person. So I might have somebody doing 21-day fix. I might have somebody doing shift shop. But the point is, we'll all start together on day one. We'll all finish at the end of December together. And some people might be on to another program or whatnot. But the bottom line is, I want to help people get the results that they want. So if it's to stay accountable and they don't want to gain weight, or maybe they want to keep their energy level up, or they want to boost their immune system, or they want to learn some really good techniques for how to handle emotional eating and late night snacking and traveling over the holidays and surviving holiday parties without completely backsliding and going off track, I'm going to give, and this is what I'm talking about in the description. I'm giving them recipes for healthier dinners, healthy side dishes for Thanksgiving and Christmas, healthier cookie recipes, cleaned up cookie recipes. What are some better options for cocktails versus just a mixed drink? So those are the things that I am going to be giving people when they join the challenge group. I'm going to give them my meal plan every single week that they can follow, they can tweak to meet their needs. But basically, it's accountability so we can survive the holidays without having to start, January 1st, having to make New Year's resolutions to completely revamp our life. We kind of want to be on this process already. I have an image to go with that. So basically, you can decide what you want your image to be. For me, it's going to be a present that I have wrapped that I'm going to hold. It's going to talk about surviving the holidays. I'm going to have a present in one hand, a drink in the other. I'm going to talk about surviving the holidays. So you think about what you want it to look like, but it really should be a picture of you that you're advertising for. So what I want everybody to do is by Saturday, by this weekend, if you have not already, you need to actually put out an official advertisement to your challenge group. So you got to make it, you got to talk about the mission behind the challenge group, who should join the challenge group, and a really strong call to action. Do you want people to drop a comment below? Do you want people to send you an email? Do you want to create an application that they fill out? There are free options on Google. So you can do Google Forms where you can actually go into Google, make a new document. It's called a Google form, and you can have people fill that out. That's also something else that you could do as well. So think about what your angle is going to be. Then once you post about your holiday survival guide group or whatever challenge group you're going to run, this is where the work begins. A lot of times we just say, okay, I've put it out there to the world. I'm doing this challenge group. Like, okay, everybody sign up. Come on, fill it out. Or, buy a challenge pack from me. When in reality, people are going to look at it. They're going to think it's a great idea. Some people might say, I'm in, but they don't really understand what it is that they're getting. So now it's our job to really explain it. So when I think of holiday survival guide, I want to get on a video. I want to get on live. I want to explain why I'm doing this group. So I would encourage you to go live. I would encourage you to go live on whatever page you're running your business and basically just say, look, I'm inviting you to this group. You may have saw the post last night where I launched this holiday survival guide, but I really want to tell you why I'm excited about this group. I'm excited because I know how easy it is to get sucked into the cookie table and the cocktails and to have a few cocktails and then find yourself eating pizza and crap only to wake up the next morning feeling hungover, feeling awful, feeling off track and defeated. I know that the holidays are supposed to be a joyful time, but I also want you to feel in control. I want you to feel confident in your skin. I want you to know that you've got a community of support that's standing behind you, telling you you'll feel so much better if you treat your body, with good quality food and good nutrition. So I'm running this accountability group over the holidays, not to help you get a six-pack, which you can if you want to, but it's more or less like, let's survive together. Let's share the best practices, the best ways to kind of stay on track. If this is something you're interested, like this post, or send me a private message, or fill out the application that I'm going to put in the comments below. So now I've not only given them sort of a written response, now I've been bold. I've gone out there, I've talked about why I'm doing this group. And the next thing that I need to do is pull out my tracker, right? And pull out my sheet of paper or my Google spreadsheet, and I have to invite people to join me. So what I do is I think about in the first month as being a coach, I was like, okay, who are the people that have ever made a comment about what workout I'm doing, or that I look good, or that my skin looks clear, or that I'm happier? And anybody that I can think of, no judgment, I'm going to send them a message, either a message on Facebook, message on Instagram, a text message, a phone call, an email, but I am going to reach out to every person that even somewhat commented on what I'm doing, and I'm going to say, hey, Donna, we had a great conversation last week about clean eating. You know, I've been thinking about you and I'm getting ready to host my next accountability group. It's over the holidays. It's all about surviving the holidays together. Would this be something you're interested in doing with me? I've got 3 spots or 5 spots that I'm filling. Would you like to be one of those 5? That would be an invite, sending a message. Maybe it's your mom and your mom keeps saying, man, I really should do something. I really feel like crap. You call up your mom and you say, Mom, I really need your help. All right. I want you to be in this group with me. I want us to keep each other accountable. We can meal plan together every Sunday. Heck, you can come over and we can grocery shop together. But I really want you to do this. I really would love to have you as my first success story. Would you be interested? Go to your sister, sister-in-law, family members, cousins, anybody, best friend, anybody that you know, and ask them if they would do this with you. And then if somebody tells you no, then say, do you know anybody that you think would want to do this with me? So the bottom line is this, and then I write down every single person that I talked to, what they said and what their response was. And that is what drives my conversations. So that's an invite. When you look at your business activity tracker that none of you said you printed out, that you're all going to go and print out now because you can get it in the Coach Online office. You can go to the training library section and print it out. But when you look at it and it says invite 3 people to your next challenge group, those things that I just walked you through are exactly what you want to do. That's the invite process. So your job is to invite every day, not just once a week, not just when it's convenient, but every single day you're inviting to that challenge group. It takes about 10 invites to get 1 or 2 people to say yes. So if you want to get 5 people, then your goal is 50 people you want to invite. Now, I remember thinking to myself, that's a lot of people and I don't have that many friends. So the one thing I had to do was, again, look at where it says building my business on my tracker, and it's saying add people to my social network. This is where I really had to dig in, and I would say to myself, I'm building my business on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you are building your business, and then I would send friend requests to people so that they would join me. I would send in, I would go and I would follow people that I was friends with. I would comment on their post. So I would do things that would bring awareness to what I was doing. I would go to my husband's friend list. I went to my mom's friend list, my brother's friends list. I looked up the sorority, the college I went to, and I just started friend requesting people that looked like just normal people that I thought, hey, I'd like to be friends with that person. I stayed away from people that when I went to their Facebook profile, I was like, ugh, or their Instagram profile, I was like, I wouldn't want to be friends with you. Don't friend request them, right? Just friend request or follow people that are kind of in your niche of people you would want to be friends with. So that's really, really important information, all right, is that you are sticking to the people you would want to interact with. All right, so we've got we're adding people, we're inviting people. Now we need to follow up. So if every day you're sending 3 or 5 invites to people, you have to follow up. Again, just because I sent the initial invite doesn't always mean that the person is going to say yes or even respond. I mean, how many of you have been sitting in traffic and you've checked a message and then it becomes marked as read and then you forget to go back and respond? Or how many of you have read an email and you say to yourself, oh, I really need to go back and respond to that person, but it's been a whole week. But the minute that person sends you a message and is like, hey, I never heard back from you. Are you still interested? You're like, oh yeah, I meant to go make that purchase. I got distracted. So our job is to follow up with people and say, hey, Melissa, I sent you a message on Monday about my holiday survival guide. Let me know if it's something you'd like more information in. I still have 1 spot left, right? So let me know if this is something you'd like to know more about. That would be considered a follow-up with people. Okay? So what I want you guys to really think is, okay, am I doing the right activities? Am I engaging in conversation or am I afraid? Am I afraid of what people think? Am I afraid of what people say? Am I afraid to put myself out there on social media? Are you holding yourself back and then you're just doing all this busy work so that you can say you're building your business, or are you actually building your business? So this is kind of draw the line in the sand, right? Where, you are going to have to do the challenging activities of putting yourself out there in order to get your first few customers to work with. So that's number one. If you didn't print this out, please, please, please go to the files section of the Coach Online Office, go to the training section, the training library, and print out your business activity tracker. And every day, do it. If you really want to impress your sponsor coach, every Thursday morning, send them your activity tracker completed. You'll blow their mind. They'll be like, oh my gosh, right? This is the most amazing coach ever. They're actually doing what I asked them to do. I always know who's got skin in the game by the people that actually do the assignments that I'm asking people to do. All right, so the next thing is your social media. So social media is really, really important, all right? So your social media is your storefront. That is where people are making a decision as to whether or not they want to join you. So I'll take you back 6 years ago. My coach sent me a message on Facebook and said, hey, Melanie, would you be interested in joining my summer slim down challenge group that I'm going to be running, right? I saw you were, working on your fitness and trying to lose weight, and I wanted to invite you. Before I ever responded to Nikki, I went to her Facebook page. And what did I do? I creeped her page, because that's what we all do before we make a decision whether or not we're going to do something, right? And so what was her timeline banner? It was her P90X transformation. Her posts were her Shakeology, her food, daily motivation, accountability, her family. And I began to see myself in Nikki. I began to say, well, if Nikki can lose the weight, and if her body looks the way that mine looks now, like her before looks like my body currently, okay, if she can do it, so can I. And so if it wasn't for her being bold and putting herself out there, I may not have joined. And so, by her showing up every single day and sharing and being very forthright and very bold, that's what caused me to become a customer of hers in her challenge group. I did not sign up as a coach right away, but I became a customer. And then she provided excellent customer service to me. Every week she checked in with me. She made sure that I was liking my program. She was helping me with my nutrition. She was helping me with my meal plan. Like, she was really making sure that I got good results. And what happened? It turned me into a really good coach. And so that is sort of the life cycle. It starts with you and being bold at getting yourself out there and sharing, taking people on the journey with you. So even if you're not at like your goal weight yet, or you're just starting your fitness journey, there is power in you saying, this is day 1 and this is day 7. This is what I've done in the first week. This is day 1, 7, and now 14. This is what I've done in 14 days. Here's how my nutrition has changed. Here's how I feel after 14 days of Shakeology. Here's how I feel after 14 days of clean eating. Oh my gosh, now we're 3 weeks in. I've finished an entire round of the 21-day fix. I nailed my nutrition. I nailed the Shakeology. It's Thanksgiving week, and I feel amazing. Now you've got 3 weeks of progress to show other people. So your body, your transformation, your physical, that's why being a product of the product is listed on this business activity tracker. Because if you want people to join you, you got to lead by example and show them that it actually works. So, that, and you can start that. Like, if you're guilty of not starting, start right now. Like, make today day 1 and say, all right, and even me, 6 years into this, here's my trackers. I've got my food. I just drank my shake. I posted my workout this morning. I'm drinking my water. I'm journaling how I feel, and I'm going live in my challenge groups. I am proof that the product works, because I know when I lead by example, people are going to join me, and they'll join you too, but you've got to be bold, and you've really got to share that with people out there. Okay, so that's the next part. And then the other part too is, if you look at the building me, is your personal development. So how many of you are reading The Compound Effect or have finished The Compound Effect already? So, okay, so that's the book that we're reading for this group, is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. If it wasn't for that book, I probably would have quit. one of the reasons why I would have quit, right? Because I never built a business before. I didn't know that everybody gets objections. I didn't know that you had to invite a lot of people to get some yeses. I didn't realize that all of these really silly things like posting my workout selfie on Facebook were going to compound and help me to grow a massive network. I didn't realize that sharing my personal development, my positive mindset every day was people were going to start following me. But it was all these small, really tiny activities that I didn't have to do, but because I did them, because I showed up, actually were the things that layered one upon the other, that started to get me traction and that caused people to commit. And it was reading the compound effect that made me realize that a business takes time. Just like our transformation takes time, your business is going to take time. And you can't just snap your fingers and have a six-pack, and you can't just snap your fingers and make $500 in your first month as a Beachbody coach. All right, it is going to take some grit and some hard work and some consistency over time. All right, so with that being said, I want you to give yourself yourselves a report card. Pretend like this is, your 1 week sort of progress report in your business. And you say to yourself, okay, have I been doing the activities on here? Or have I been just scrolling social media? Have I just kind of been like going through the motions? Or am I really trying to get my first 3 customers started with a challenge pack or with Shakeology on Home Direct? So that's kind of where you're at. This is your gut check. Now, let's talk logistics. All right. And if you've got questions, you can comment those in the comment section, and I'll answer all your questions at the end. But let's talk about objections. In week 2, right? If you are doing this as it's laid out, you should have been inviting since last week. But you also probably are hitting a lot of objections. You probably are getting a lot of people that are telling you, I don't have the money, I don't drink a shake, that's too expensive, I have a gym membership, or whatever. People give you every excuse under the sun. Most of the time, people give you that's too expensive because they don't understand what it is. So as a new coach, I had to explain what a challenge group was. Not just once, not just twice, but like 50 times. And so the ways that I explained what Beachbody coaching was all about and what the support system was is I made different posts about it. So, one day I would talk about me getting up in the morning and going to press play in my workout. And I would say, like, thank goodness I am a part of an accountability group, because waking up and picking up my phone and looking at the challenge group and seeing the other people that had finished their workout, that were already having their first meal, that were feeling good about their day, made me motivated to go press play too. All right. So there, you just showed people, okay, there's some kind of supportive community, and this helped her stay motivated. And then you put at the end, if this is something you'd like to do, I'm looking for 5 people I can keep motivated right after Thanksgiving all the way until the new year. So that's a great post that has an advertisement as a part of it. Let's talk about Shakeology, right? So let's say you're busy, you work full time. You maybe previously used to skip your breakfast, or you would go to the drive-thru, get a Starbucks coffee and like a bagel or a muffin, and off to work you would go. And so basically every day you were starting over. You were saying, I'm going to make a healthy choice, and then you got behind, you were running late, and so then you made an unhealthy choice. And so I started to talk about Shakeology as like, it's been a wild and crazy morning. Both of my kids fought me tooth and nail to get to the bus stop. I had a doctor's appointment at 8:30. There was no time for me to cook a healthy breakfast. I am so thankful that I have Shakeology, which is my superfood shake that gives me one meal I don't have to think about. I grab it, I go, it's chocolate, it kicks my cravings, it gives me natural energy, and off to my appointment I am, and I'm still on track first thing in the morning. All right. So think about, how is Shakeology helping you? You want to also share that as well. Let's talk about cost. Call out the elephant in the room. Maybe another post. And you can post about this every day if you want. You should post about your challenge groups every day. You should post about the nutrition every day. Shakeology, definitely. But talk about it as like your superfood shake. Maybe you don't say the name of it. Maybe you don't even say the name of the program you're doing. Maybe you say my 3-week rapid results program. And that's what you're, when you talk about Shift Shop, or, you know, my 3-week portion controlled meal plan. And that's the 21-day fix. So think about what's going to be the angle or name, because you want people to ask you questions. What are you doing and what's working for you? You don't want to give them the name so they can go Google it. All right. So that's kind of what you're trying to prevent. But let's talk about Shakeology for a moment. All right. So people know you're drinking this superfood shake, and maybe what you want to do is maybe you want to hit up the drive-through, or, you know, maybe you get online and you say, okay, if I was to go to McDonald's and get a grilled chicken salad with balsamic dressing, low fat, if I was to pick the healthiest option on the menu, how much would it cost me? $7, $7.50, right? And then you still got to get a drink. So you're up to like $8 or $9 for lunch. Then I want you to take a picture of that receipt. I want you to go to MyFitnessPal. I want you to enter it all in, figure out the calories, the fat, the sodium, the sugar, whatever. And then I want you to do a side-by-side comparison of Shakeology. $4 a shake, portion controlled, getting all the superfoods and antioxidants and things to keep me healthy. And it's one complete meal that curbs my cravings and gives me natural energy. Sure. Yes, you know, at first it might seem like $130 for a bag is expensive, but when I really break it down and I look at what I used to be eating, when I would go out to eat 4 or 5 times a week, I'm actually saving myself money, and I'm getting way better quality of food than I was getting before. Things like that, like little kind of like bold statements, are important because you're educating people on what Shakeology can do for them. Is it helping you to fight that mid-afternoon slump where you want to put your head down and take a nap? Is it, you know, helping you to stay healthy? You know, what is it doing for you that you're noticing already? Okay, so these are just ways you can handle objections. Let's talk about late night snacking. We all struggle with that. Stressful day, long day at work. Kids were really bad. 9 o'clock at night, you get the kids in bed. What does every woman want to do? They want to pour themselves a glass of wine because, heck, we deserve it. We've had a long day. And so thank goodness for, you know, being a part of an accountability group, because instead I poured myself a sparkling water with a splash of lime. I made myself some Shakeology chocolate, plopped down on the couch. I'm going to sit here and read a good book. I'm going to feel good about the choices I'm making. I'm going to eat something sweet, but I'm going to keep myself on track, right? And so you just talk about, these are the strategies you are learning that are helping you to stay on track with your fitness. So what happens is all these people that you're inviting, that you're following up with, that you're interacting with on social media, they're watching this. They're watching your story through Instagram and Facebook unfold. And you are either moving people closer to joining you, or you're just moving them farther away, or they're going to join somebody else that actually reaches out and invites them. So your social media becomes that storefront. This is your way to just show people what you're actually doing. All right. Okay. The last thing, and then I'll open it up for questions, is conversations. One of the things that in conversations, so if you're sending invites and somebody says to you, yes, I'm absolutely interested in becoming a challenger in your next challenge group, how much does it cost? All of a sudden we freeze and we go, well, right? Nobody wants to say what the cost is, because what are you thinking in the back of your mind? They're going to tell me no. They're going to think it's too expensive. And so you have to say to yourself, when you sit down to do your invites, that everybody wants to join you, that Beachbody gives so much value in their accountability groups, in the fitness programs, in the nutrition guides that come with it, in Shakeology. Like you want to lead with the challenge pack. Hands down, you are always leading with the challenge pack. You don't lead with a free group. All right. Leading with a free group, you're just like taking the easy way out. All right. And you're not going to make any money doing it. So it's worth it. You know it's worth it. You know challenge groups work. You know the accountability works. Otherwise, you wouldn't be a coach right now if you didn't believe in it, right? You're here because you really believe in what we do. So when somebody says, I want to be a part of your challenge group, sign me up, how much is it? The first thing I ask, or first thing I say is, awesome. Let's talk about your goals, because then I can fit you with the right program, and then I can give you the price and what that includes. So let's figure this out first. And then I ask them about their goals. I ask them, tell me a little bit about what you're currently doing for workouts. Are you following any specific nutrition plan? What really trips you up in really kind of maintaining that healthy lifestyle? Do you have a weight loss goal for yourself? And then find out kind of through a series of questions what their answers are. And then remember short paragraphs so that you can ask a question, they can respond. Then your job is to always end with a question so that they have to respond back. So I keep asking questions. Once they tell me like what their goals are, then I'll say, okay, I really think that, you know, T25 or 21 Day Fix would be good for you because, you know, 21 Day Fix is perfect because there's a great modifier. And you mentioned at the beginning that you haven't worked out in a year and that you like cardio and strength training. So I think this would be a good combination because Kat is the modifier in 21 Day Fix and she's awesome. As you get stronger, you can increase your weights and your intensity. Also, the one thing I really love about the 21 Day Fix is it teaches you proper portion control and the right quality of foods. I'm going to share with you sample meal plans. I'm going to help you with navigating through the program and the fitness so you get the results. And then this will give you access into the accountability and support group where you get 24/7 support. All right, what you'll need for the group, you'll need the Beachbody 21 Day Fix Challenge Pack. And then I basically just say, I don't copy and paste from the back office, but I say you get the nutrition guide, the program manual, 30 days of Shakeology, access to my accountability and support group, right? Here is my link to purchase. So it's not until I go through a series of conversations, I get somebody that says, yep, I want to do that 21 Day Fix. That looks perfect. Do I physically send them the link to purchase? And then I tell them it's $160. But and I don't justify it. I say it's $160. You are getting an incredible deal. This is what you're getting. Dun, dun, dun. So I go through and tell them what they're getting and why it's such an awesome deal that they're getting. And then I just say, I'm holding your spot. Go make your purchase. As soon as you're done, I'll add you to the Facebook group or the Challenge Tracker app. We'll get you up and running. So as soon as that person says, this is what I want to do, then I'm sending them a link and then I'm adding them into the actual challenge group. All right. So if you're running the challenge group with me, obviously you're going to say, hey, Mel, like I've got my customer ready to go. Add me to the group. I'll add you. You'll add them. Don't wait for me to come hunt you down because I'm not going to. You're going to have to tell me when you have a customer, or you're going to have to tell your coach when you have a customer. You're going to have to let them know. So whoever you're running the challenge group with is who you want to make sure you follow up with. Okay? So that's your next step. Everything that you're doing between now and November 27th is all based around getting people to understand what a challenge group is, what the support is like, handling those objections, inviting, following up, adding to your contact list. This. And if you want to turbocharge this, don't just do 3, do 6. Don't just do 6, do 10. The faster you want these results to happen, the more time you spend in these vital behaviors. This is where the magic happens. You can watch YouTube videos till you're blue in the face. Some of you might even be sitting here saying, I can't start my business until I complete the whole training, or I can't start my business until I've read everything there is to read. It doesn't matter if you spend the whole first 30 days watching all the things that we give you in the Coach Training University, somebody's still going to tell you no. All right? So you're still going to get an objection. Even if you know the answer to every question that you could possibly get, somebody's still going to tell you no. So it's better to start now and to learn as you go. And I was having this conversation yesterday where I said, you know what? If I don't know the answer, I don't have to respond immediately. I just go to Google or I go to the FAQ and I look it up, and then I come back and I give them the answer, or I ask my coach, or I ask somebody else on the team, and I just go find the answer and I respond. That's the best way to learn, because how many of you have like resources after resources saved on your computer, and you know darn well that you're never going to go back and watch them again, right? So it's just better if you do as you go and learn as you go. You'll actually have more success in that process. So 3 people, Challenge Pack or Shakeology HD, that's what I want you to focus on. And if you get that pretty quickly, then you can invite 2 people to sign up as coaches on your team. They can also be in your challenge group if you want to go that route too, okay? All right, so I'm going to pause, and I want to know what questions you guys have for me, questions about that. Does anybody have questions, or are you all good? Don't be shy. Is everybody running? Yep.
I had a question about hours, and what are probably your most successful tips? Like right now, I've been restructuring because I have a corporate job that I work as well as working my business. So I have been restructuring where I get up before I go to work, or if I'm working from home, I can get in hours for the business. And I've been focusing more on using the activity tracker and just doing like a power hour, even if it's like half hour increments.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be working better, but sometimes I get lost just in the struggle is, getting lost in the social media, right? And making sure that the images and the wording behind those images are, I don't want to say perfection, but second guessing yourself
Yeah.
on those, and sometimes spinning your wheels. So I do want to find out anything besides following the tracker that would really maybe be more bang for buck on the activities that we do daily.
So I think it's just giving yourself a gut check of saying, I'm only going to, I am going to just post it and go. You have to sort of say, I'm only going to let this post take me 15 minutes to make. Right. And so it's beginning to learn how to be fast at what you do. Editing your photos. The more you edit photos, the faster you get. The more you make posts, the faster you get. But saying to yourself, don't overthink it. Don't reread it 20 times. If you like it, if it came to your mind, just post it, right? There is no shame in your game if you make a bad post or if a post doesn't get traction. What you've realized is that didn't work. So let's try again next time. All right. So I think thanks, son. So I think that's the important part about all of this is being able to just be efficient. So setting the timer. If I only have 30 minutes, I will say to myself, what has to get done in this 30 minutes? I don't need to scroll the news feed. I don't even need to check in with my challengers. What I really need to do in this first 30 minutes is I need to send out 5 friend requests. I need to send out 5 private messages. I need to follow up with 5 people for yesterday, and I need to make a post. And that's going to take me 10, 15, 20 minutes and done. And so when I set timers, a lot of times I'll set a timer, 10 minutes for this task, 10 minutes for this task, 10 minutes. And then I'll repeat that throughout the day. Just repeat that 10-minute segment. And then there are a lot of times, to be quite honest with you, that things I put on my list never get done because they weren't really important things in the first place. I never listen to personal development when I'm sitting at my computer doing Beachbody business hours. It's audio that I listen to while I'm getting dressed in the morning. It's an audio book in the car, while I'm cleaning the house, while I'm folding laundry. I can't even tell you the last time I sat down and watched a TV show or even turned the radio on in my car, because all my free time is spent making me a better leader, making me a better coach, a more positive thinker. So I look to that as my daily inspiration. So it is just really kind of restructuring your day, the downtime you do have. In the car when I drive, that's when I talk to a prospect. If somebody says, I really want to join a challenge group and they're not quite understanding, I'm like, hey, I'll be driving for 20 minutes. Can I give you a call, this afternoon? So I just look for pockets where I can make phone calls that isn't when I should be sitting there focusing on my Beachbody business. I hope that helps. I read Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. It was a really good book. That was one. And then The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins is another really good book about just taking action. So those are 2 good ones to read after you finish your compound effect.
The 5-second rule has really helped me in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I like just doing it.
Yeah.
That book, I highly recommend it too.
Yeah, it was a really good one.
It does. It's getting that balance down with the kids and definitely not unreasonable to work this business and develop a network. So if anybody's sitting there thinking that I have a job or, and they have that fear of just not trying.
Oh, it froze. Oh, did we lose her? Oh, it keeps freezing.
Sorry, I got disconnected.
That's okay.
But I just don't want anybody to have that fear, because I've been in the business a while now, and it's really at your own pace, and it's a lot of learning and developing yourself. And even when you feel that your business isn't growing, you're growing as a person. So I just want everybody to not undervalue how this is helping you as a person and your business.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Can you clarify how to get to a place where you Success Club 5 or 10? So you need 10, Success Club 10, and you need 2 coaches. So you need to be Emerald, which means you signed up 2 coaches, one on the left and one on the right. And if you're going to get Success Club 5, it's 5 customers. So 5 customers on HD, Shakeology, 5 customers that buy a challenge pack, or 3, 6, 79, like 4 people that get a double time challenge pack, because those are worth 3 Success Club points in the month of November. So yeah, you get up to 5 customer leads in the month of December, which is awesome. There are people that, again, they're leads. So there are people that maybe bought a program or signed up for a free Beachbody On Demand trial. So they're interested, but maybe they haven't bought anything yet. So, or they have bought something and now they're being assigned to you as a customer. So, so that's a great kind of stepping stone to say, like, I want to get to that point where I get some leads next month. So that's what you're shooting for, if that's something you're focused on. So, other questions? All right. So, here's kind of just to wrap us up for the day. The biggest thing to do is to remember, like Melissa said, I started my business. I had 2 kids that were at home that were under the age of 3. That worked really long hours, and I was home with them all day. I was still going through my own physical transformation, and I had to really work in the pockets of free time that I had. And sometimes it was 10 minutes here, it was 20 minutes there, it was an hour here, and I just had to chunk it together. And that's the beauty of the business, is that it allows you to work whenever you get a chance, right? But I was also very disciplined, and I didn't just say, I'll work sometimes and I'll work when it's convenient. I made the decision to say to myself, I'm going to help 3 customers. I am going to hit this Success Club goal, and I'm going to be very purposeful about showing up and leading by example. And I am going to not sit back and wait for people to come to me, but I'm really going to work towards it. I'm really going to work hard at making this happen for me. And it was a non-negotiable every single month. So and usually it would take me, from the time I launched my challenge group idea, when I posted about it the first time on social media, it would take me 7 to 10 days before I would get my customers to sign up. So people had to see me talk about a concept every single day for about 7 to 10 days before they actually pulled the trigger and joined me. So keep that in mind as you're going through too. Like, even if people don't say yes the first time or don't request more information, they're watching. It hasn't been the right time or the right post just yet. So keep going, keep working at it. We've got next week, we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about some situations that you guys are having specifically. And then we'll be getting ready to kick off preseason, and we'll talk a lot more about how to support your customers. So my sort of call to action to you guys is this. I want you to take a picture of your tracker at the end of every week and send it to your coach. I want you to be accountable to your business. And every single Sunday, sit down and have a planning session with yourself. Did you get any sales for the week? Did anybody buy anything from you this week? Did you get any Success Club points? How were you with your business activities? And then you evaluate yourself. You don't beat yourself up, or you don't have a pity party, but you say to yourself, all right, it wasn't exactly how I wanted it to go, but I have the power to change that for next week. And then you set your goals for next week based on what you did this week. And it becomes your sort of self-evaluation checkpoint. And so that's your call to action, is to do this, send it to your coach, share it with them so that they know where you're at. Touch base with them, let them know what you're doing, and then go out there and be the best product of the product that you can be. Share it unapologetically, don't overthink it, but just go for it. All right? Okay, guys, go have a really, really good week. Thanks for giving me 45 minutes of your time. It's so much appreciated, and I will see you guys next week. All right, bye, guys.